so welcome back to my channel. So sorry I've been kind of MIA. I'll be honest, it's been a rough few weeks. I know in my last video I talked about losing my job and being home with my kids. Like, I both love and hate it. It's been really fun spending time with them, but it definitely messes with my routine and I'm not able to do the things that I want to do because I have to take care of the kids. So it's been kind of tough, and filming has been a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I figured, oh, it'd be easy, you know, the kids will go play and I'll get stuff done or film or whatever, and that just hasn't really happened. So I'm hoping this week, today's Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving, because I'm going to probably put this up either today or tomorrow. And like, it's been just really busy, and I'm hosting Thanksgiving, so I have a lot to do today, but I thought I would take some time and film and show you guys how I'm doing. This is going to be my, I guess technically 21, almost 22 week update. I am like 21 and 4 days, I think. So, and we're going to let you know what the baby is, because we did find out at our 20-week ultrasound. And we didn't do any like fancy gender reveal party or anything because I don't really have a lot of people around, and I was really anxious about like what the gender of the baby was. I don't really know why, because in some ways I kind of wanted a boy because I've never had a boy, but in other ways I really like the idea of sisters. So it's like, but I was really nervous because I just didn't know like how I was gonna feel about finding out either way. So it was crazy. So we'll come back to that in a minute. Anyway, so symptoms. So far, I've been doing pretty good. Not a lot of symptoms. I've noticed I'm losing some of my energy, but it could also be the routine upset since I'm now home with my kids. It's a lot busier here. I feel like, you know, things are a lot crazier, and I'm trying to like it's easy when you have a job and you have like your routine because you go to work, you know, you eat your lunch on your lunch break or whatever. I don't really have lunch break, but like, you know, you eat your lunch at a certain time and then you go home from work and then you get your kids from daycare and you bring them home and you just hang out and, you know, have family time, and then everyone goes to bed. So when you're home, it's like you don't have somebody or like kind of that external system to help you keep a routine. So it's really like challenging for me to like, okay, you know, these are the things I want to get done today. So what I've been trying to do is just make like to-do lists, because I'm a list person. I love to like make lists of things I want to do, and like what I want to get accomplished today, and also try to do things. I've been trying to do some like preschool workbooks with my kids just to kind of keep them somewhat, you know, in the learning sphere. And I'm trying to, you know, try to go play outside, but it's been really rainy, so it's like, what do we do? So yesterday I met up with a friend at a play place and took the kids there because it had been raining for like 3 days in a row, so they needed to get some energy out. So yeah, so it's been crazy. But through that all, I think I've been doing okay, like physically, pregnancy-wise, everything was good. Our ultrasound, the doctor said baby looked fantastic. I probably won't need another ultrasound unless something comes up. But I definitely feel like I'm really tired. And I think a lot of it's just the upset of my routine. So, and then of course job hunting on top of that, which is kind of frustrating because obviously the end of the year jobs are kind of hard to find, or at least around here. And like everything that like I kind of would want to do is like really low wages, or it's like part-time, which when you have daycare, part-time is really hard to do because it costs, you know, quite a bit to put your kids in daycare just for a part-time job. Anyway, so gender reveal. So anyway, so we went to our ultrasound, and like I said, I was so nervous, and I don't even know why I was nervous, but the tech was going through things, and at first, you know, she's like, do you want to know the gender? We're like, yes. And so at first she was like, well, baby's legs are closed. And I'm thinking, okay. Like, it was almost like teasing me. And so we were going through, and she was doing all the checks, looking at the baby's heart and everything, measuring, because they have to, I think they measure all the bones or most of the limbs and stuff just to make sure everything's there and everything's like measuring to the right length or whatever. And so then finally she's like going through, and then she comes to this picture, which was, I didn't quite, you know, I don't know how to read ultrasounds, but it was just like, what is that? And she's like, okay, so here's the bottom, and here's the leg, and here's the leg, and do you know what that is? And I'm thinking, no, because it just looks like a blob to me. She goes, well, I know you haven't, because you have 2 girls. So we found out that it's a boy! I'm so excited. In some ways I'm like, oh, well, they won't have a little sister, but in other ways I'm excited to raise a little boy. So it was quite surprising, and I shed tears of joy because I'm a dork, and part of it too is just kind of the relief of like, we know who the baby is now. So kind of seeing like you know, where you have more of a connection sometimes, because now you're like, you know what the baby is, so you can start to name them and start to like kind of think about them as their own person. So anyway, really exciting stuff. And so now, without further ado, I'll show you guys my current belly shot. All right, so as promised, here's my 21, almost 22 week belly shot. I think it's starting to show. You can definitely see the baby sitting right about here. And I'm finally officially in full-time maternity clothes because they're a lot more comfortable. Okay, things have been getting a little bit better. I'm kind of hoping. A lot of people told me it's going to take at least a month to get used to being home. And like I said, I'm still job searching, but there's just not a lot available out there. And one of the big companies in the town that I live in is actually laying off like hundreds of people. So unfortunately, I know that like as they enter, you know, the job hunting, there's going to be more competition for jobs. So I'm a little nervous, but also like before or shortly after I got pregnant, one of the things that we did talk about is possibly staying home for a little bit, like at least a year with 3 kids, because daycare is so expensive, especially for infants. And if I could hold out until this baby's at least 1, like number 1, my oldest will be in school because she starts school the next fall. And so, and my middle child, she'll be either the following, or I might redshirt her because she's a summer birthday and due like 2 years later. So if I could hold on to this baby for at least, like stay home with all of them for at least a year, it will help out on my daycare costs. But I'm still in contact with my old employer. There's some other projects that might be coming up, so who knows? Here's hoping. Anyway, but thank you guys so much for sticking around. I'm sorry about being AWOL, and I'm hoping to kind of get back into things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see y'all next time.